Okay, so we're doing everything we can to try and stay out of this. FDR understands that at some point we have to get involved. So we're going to have a peacetime draft. We're going to be building our military. But here's another instance where Hitler and Germany are going to learn from the mistakes of World War One. World War One, in the middle of it, they decided, hey, we need to do something to keep the United States out. Let's send a Zimmerman note. Let's try and get Mexico involved in attacking the United States, keep us out of World War One. They didn't have that secured ahead of time, and when it came time, it didn't work out for them. Hitler's going to learn that lesson, and in World War II, he's already going to have Japan ready to attack the United States, get the United States involved in a war somewhere else in the world. So that is already going to be put in place. Once again, Hitler and Germany learning the lessons from the mistakes of World War One. So on December 7th, 1941, you have the Pearl Harbor attack. Up to this point, we had been involved in negotiations with the Japanese to keep trade open, to keep a friendly relationship with their government. We saw what was going on. We had some issues. There was a Russo-Japanese war. We felt like them invading other places was a bad thing, so we were trying to negotiate that out. Bottom line here is we thought that the Japanese were negotiating with us for the same reasons. The reality is they were just trying to keep us occupied while they had been training and training and training and spying on what Pearl Harbor looked like, where all the battleships were, where all the ships were going to be, how things were lined up. They were gaining all this intelligence and ultimately planning it back in Japan. And on December 7th, 1941, at about 8 a.m., this was a Sunday morning. That's going to be significant. The Japanese are going to attack. Now, it's going to take about an hour and 45 minutes, over by about 9:45. The statistics of it are this: 2,400 people killed, 1,200 wounded, 200 planes are damaged or destroyed, 18 ships are sunk or damaged. 8 of the 9 battleships are going to be sunk or damaged. Japan's only going to lose about 29 planes, so it's going to be a big success on their part. But here's the thing: it could have been a lot worse. It happened at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday in Hawaii, a world away from where the war is taking place. There's nobody that's thinking that, hey, they're going to be involved in a war today. So at 8 a.m. on a Sunday in Hawaii, you know what? There's people that are probably at church. There are people that had gone out, had been partying the night before, and were sleeping in. There are some people that have just decided, hey, I'm going to stay in my bunk a little bit longer. The reality is, because it's a Sunday morning, there's not nearly as many people on the ships as there could have been. That death toll could have been a lot higher had they done it, say, at 11 a.m. on a Wednesday. They didn't. They picked 8 a.m. on a Sunday, and it held those numbers down. Okay, so they have this attack, and not everybody believes that this is the right thing to do. There are Japanese leadership that say, I fear all we've done is awaken a sleeping giant, because ultimately the United States is going to be able to recover from this. The very next day, December 8th, FDR goes in front of Congress and asks for a declaration of war on Japan. This is where he gives the December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy speech. He's going to be very adamant. He's going to stand during this to make sure that he is giving a strong image. By December 11th, Italy and Germany are going to turn around and declare war on us. A lot of people say that, this was actually a mistake on their part, because now we were fighting the Japanese. We hadn't said anything about the Germans or the Italians. Had they not fought, or had they not declared war on us, would we have declared war on Germany? It's hard to say, but we probably don't get involved in Europe as quickly as we do if Germany and Italy had not taken this step. At this point, let's do another pause and answer some questions.